This Plant Chores video is brought to you by our friends at Soltech Solutions. I dropped Claire off at the vet this morning and they just called me to let me know that she needs like 7 teeth extracted. So I'm going to keep myself busy for the next few hours so I don't worry. So today I'm bringing you along as I do some plant chores in my plant room. I noticed that a lot of my plants are finally bouncing back after I reorganized my plant room recently and set up some grow lights. I need to do some pest management maintenance. I need to water all my plants. I need to fertilize them. I also have some plants that got really leggy, and so I'm gonna chop and propagate them, share that process. I got a really cute little prop stand or propagation thing. I have everything ready in my wagon over here. As promised, I'm going to share an update on how my plants are doing after a few weeks of the aspect grow lights that I hung up when I reorganized my plant room. Also, I'm going to try this technique of hanging some of my grow lights with magnets, so fingers crossed. I also have this cool new grow light that I want to set up. Soltech Solutions just launched their new Versa Tabletop Grow Light. It's compact, easy to use, and I don't have to drill it into my walls. These are my newest additions, and I'm not going to bring them yet because I already see some pests on them. Specifically, this varicosum has spider mites on it, so I'm going to be treating it with insecticidal soap. Also, this tephro cactus that I just got, such a good find at Walmart, has some spider mites, so I'm going to treat it. So these are the plants that are going to be treated and held in quarantine here for a while. All right, I'm walking down to my office. I have my wagon of all of my stuff, and I'm ready to do some of these plant chores, and hopefully Claire Bear's okay. Hopefully the vet will call me and tell me she did all right. So let's go do some of these chores. I can't wait to show you guys some of the cute stuff that I'm gonna be using today for my propagations and my new light. I'm excited. I'm about to water and fertilize and treat all my plants with systemic granules. But the first thing I want to do is open up this brick of sphagnum moss, and I'm going to let that soak in a Ziploc bag with water just to hydrate the sphagnum moss for when I do my propagations. Hi.
Hi there. Miss Claire is awake and she's doing great. She did great under anesthesia. Extractions went well.
All right. I'm so relieved. Now we can just relax and enjoy taking care of the plants. Why do I feel tearful? Okay, stop it, Ash. She's just old. She's 12, so she might be 13. We don't know because she was a rescue, so it's like she's an old lady. Let's get this going. So it's been about 6 to 8 weeks, so it's time for me to refresh the systemic granules, and these help me actually prevent pests like fungus gnats and mealybugs, which I've been dealing with, and also scale. So it makes the plants actually toxic to the pests when they feed. So I just sprinkle them on the top of the soil and then I water them in, and then in about 6 to 8 weeks I'll repeat this process. And this is really the only thing that I've found that really gets rid of pests. The only thing it doesn't help with is spider mites. It's also time to fertilize. We're in the thick of the growing months. My plants are growing like crazy, so time to fertilize. And I use a water-soluble fertilizer. I try doing this probably every 2 to 4 weeks during the growing season. And my plants have been growing like crazy, which is awesome. So they definitely need a good fertilizing. And I recommend any one that says for houseplants, whether it's organic or synthetic. And I use all different brands of fertilizer. Just make sure it says for houseplants on there. When I start fertilizing, I dilute and give like half strength. And then right now I'm doing full strength, and then I'll taper off coming into the fall. Some of my lights that I got a long time ago just fall down all the time. I've tried fishing line, I've tried different things. I'm gonna see if this will help hold them up. And it's basically like just a zip tie with a magnet. And then I purchased these magnets, and I'm gonna see if I can set this up and get my lights to stay up. This goes through here, and then that's gonna connect to the light like that, or wrap around the light. It's gonna go like that, and it should hold it up. But it came with a little sticker, so I'm just gonna put this magnet and stick it here. All right, that works pretty well, I'm surprised. Fingers crossed that stays, but it looks pretty good. There we go. Okay, that worked. Oh, here's my newest addition to the family. It's a Spiritus Sancti. This plant used to cost like $10,000, and now that they can propagate it by tissue culture, I found it for 50 bucks. Tell me that's not the best deal ever. So I just treated it with some systemic granules and a little fertilizer, and people were saying that it's really like fast growing, and it actually has a new leaf coming out, which is so cool. I just need to find like a good spot for it. A few weeks ago, I rearranged my plant room and I set up these 2 aspect grow lights, actually 3 aspect grow lights from Soltech Solutions. If you missed that video, I will link it below. Since then, I've seen such drastic improvements, especially on the plants that were really struggling before. My Anthurium clarinervium just put out a brand new leaf and a flower. This Philodendron Beatier that hasn't put out a leaf in forever just put out this gorgeous, humongous leaf that's bigger than my head. This philodendron just put out a new leaf. This gloriosum is putting out a new leaf, and nothing was happening before. If anything, they were like rapidly going downhill. It was a good reminder to me that light's one of the most important parts of plant care, especially during the darker months or in rooms with limited sunlight. And here in Michigan, I think we only get like 60 days of light a year without clouds. So grow lights are absolutely essential, and they're enough. My plants are doing really well. So I'm going to start doing some propagations. Some of my plants lost a ton of leaves. They got really leggy, and I'm gonna pull them out and propagate them, and look at what I'm going to propagate them in. How cute is this? They're little mushrooms. I just love it. Okay. Whew. All right. Definitely this Syngonium chiapens. It's actually put out 2 new leaves just in the last couple of weeks that it's had grow lights, but it lost all of these leaves. So we're gonna chop and prop that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 little mushrooms, so I'm gonna choose 5 plants. Here's a Dark Lord philodendron that's doing the same exact thing. This is a philodendron glorious that's super leggy. It has nice new growth, but it needs to be chopped a bit. Florida Ghost, it honestly has like 1 leaf and then like 1 other little leaf that it's putting out. All right, this is the last one, and it's a philodendron squamiferum. It's doing the same thing. So, and I'm gonna be propagating all these little nodes as well in the Ziploc bags with sphagnum moss. So I'll film the whole process for you guys. This variegated amplicemum is so fast growing, but it only ever wants to put out trails. So I'm just gonna chop and prop this vine, and then I'm gonna repot it once it gets rooted into the pot. And I'll have a bushier variegated amplicemum epiprimnum or pothos. Tell me this isn't the cutest little propagation station. I got this from Amazon. And then I'm gonna set up the grow light to help the propagations get going. So first up is this Florida Ghost philodendron, and I'm gonna be chopping right under here where I see like the new growth coming out. I just wanna chop underneath that node so that roots will come out. And I'm doing 2 types of propagations today. I'm doing top cuttings that I'm going to be placing in water, and then I'm also going to be chopping all of the nodes and placing them in moist sphagnum moss in Ziploc bags, which will help seal in the humidity and help them to root faster. I think here's good. I put the sphagnum moss in here with water to just let it get saturated, but I don't want the sphagnum moss to be overly wet. I just want it to be moist, and surprisingly it actually feels like pretty good. But if you did that and it was too moist, you could just like squeeze out the excess moisture, but as you see there's not much coming out, which is perfect. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of sphagnum moss in here. Normally I would use like a clear Tupperware, but I didn't have any on hand, and Ziploc bags will be just fine. And I'm actually going to lay them flat like that. And then I'll place the nodes in there and it should root. So there we have 1 little node. And I'm just gonna place it in here. I'm gonna cover it up with the sphagnum moss a little bit too. So let's do the amplicemum really quick. The length in between the nodes is so long. Like here's a node and here's a node. The longer the length between the nodes, the more the plant needs light. There shouldn't be that much distance in between them. Got my little handful, and I'm just gonna disperse them throughout my little prop bag. There's my makeshift prop box. And every once in a while, I'm gonna open it up and let it get some airflow going. But for the most part, this is what you want. Node, 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 trash, trash. Trash pile over here. Got a lot of nodes off of that one. Squamiferum. You see the old leaf's not doing very well. I'm just gonna pull that right off. When you trim your nodes, you don't need much extra stem on either side. You mainly just want this part. And I think that's done for the second prop bag, and then one more. So here we have the Dark Lord Philodendron. This one has like red sap, so I'm just gonna have to be kind of careful on that one. Ooh, oh my gosh, look at that sap. It's so red. All right, Syngonium chiapense is the last one. Oh, she thick. All right, got my 3 prop bags. Squamiferum's weird looking. Time to set up the new Versa from Soltech Solutions. Gonna set up the grow light, and I'm going to create like a propagation kind of grow station. And I have the spot up here where I'm gonna put everything. And it's gonna be right here. This is a tabletop grow light, which I love. So I don't have to mount or drill anything. You just plug it in and go. Heavy duty, good quality. It's designed to work with their Grove light. And you can place it anywhere, desks, shelves, side tables. Ooh, it's just super versatile. That's great. Oh, heavy duty. That's awesome. Ooh, wow, that's nice. We knew that was gonna happen, didn't we? 1 out of 5 isn't bad. Ooh, I love that it rotates horizontally and tilts up and down. It just makes it easier to adjust the light exactly to where your plant needs it while it grows. And true to all Soltech products, it looks really nice and it's very sleek and it doesn't scream grow light. And I'm gonna just place my little prop bags behind. Nice. It's easy to turn on and off, and it also has dimming capabilities, so I can adjust it to the plant or the time of day. You just do 2 fingers and double tap and then hold it. Then you can do 2 fingers again and double tap and it will brighten up. So the dimming capabilities are really nice. I'm gonna have it on pretty bright though for my plants since we have propagations going, and I'm also gonna put this money tree back. There we go. You'll be happy I have it tilted up just a little bit so that all the plants get some light. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So that's it for today's plant care session. Thanks for hanging out with me, and look who's home. She's in good spirits. She's a little out of it, but not bad at all. And Grace has been so worried about her. The little nanny dog. Are you a nanny dog, Gracie Grace? I'm so curious what everyone's doing this week for their plant chores, so definitely let me know. And if you have any propagation tips to share, feel free to leave those in the comments. I'm really excited to see how my little prop bags turned out. I've never done that before, so we'll see, fingers crossed. I'm really enjoying doing these resets with my plants. I'll probably do more of these plant care videos. It's been amazing to see the difference that the lighting has made with my plants. If you're curious about the Versa Grow Light from Soltech Solutions, I've included a link in my description. You can get 15% off with my code AshleyVersa15. And if you want to see future planty videos in your newsfeed, definitely subscribe. We also have a wonderful community on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. All right, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and that we get to see you soon. Bye.